Yeah. Welcome to the Wise Take DFS podcast, another edition of Father and Son Building Blocks. I'm joined here today by my son Cam, and of course, I am Patio Joe. Today we are going to go over the Saturday-only slate, the two games between Indianapolis and Baltimore. It's a total narrative game between the cities, and Minnesota and Green Bay. Another game that with a big rivalry. Indy-Baltimore, obviously, we know the history of that. They just got up and moved one day. So anyways, Cam, how are you?
I'm doing good. Any slate with the Green Bay Packers in it is always a good one for me. So I'm ready to talk about it a little bit. Just building blocks once again. So we'll be going through the lineups and a little father-son bonding time here. So
little father and son bonding time. I know it's tough. We don't get that much time together anymore. So yeah. You're off on your way doing the medical thing, and I'm just being an old fart. So anyways, let's get into the FanDuels. Let's start off with FanDuel here now. We'll just, like we did in the one for the Monday, Saturday, let's just lock in the Ravens defense and not even worry about that. So in the back, we're going to lock in the Ravens defense and just move on. Now, quarterback, we spoke before we started. I like either Flacco or Keenum. You tend to go with Flacco. What say you?
Yeah, so I just like Flacco a little bit more than Keenum. We were talking pre-show about it. I just think that like this Minnesota Green Bay game, prime time, it could get pretty physical. I don't know if it really has shootout potential. These teams just like don't really like each other at all. And going into the last game, I know Green Bay is eliminated, but they don't want to just give in to the Vikings. So I could see it being a close game here. I prefer Case Keenum in the Dome, and it's supposed to be projected 10 degrees with 11-mile-per-hour winds in Green Bay on Saturday night. And Flacco is supposed to be like 58 degrees in Baltimore. So I would just give the edge a little bit to Flacco there, but both are playing really well. I wouldn't have a problem with either.
Yeah, I'm good with that. Why don't we lock in Flacco for this, and maybe on DraftKings we can go to. When we do DraftKings, we'll go Keenum. But Flacco, we'll start off with Flacco here. Running backs, for me, I feel like it's Collins and McKinnon. Just because I just like his volume at home for Collins, and McKinnon. I saw what McCaffrey did to the same Packers defense catching balls out of the backfield, so I think McKinnon's the play even more than Murray. What do you say about those two?
Yeah, I like McKinnon for sure. He had a really good game against Green Bay last time. I don't have a problem with him, especially at his price. Collins' price has risen quite a bit here, 8.3K on FanDuel. It's a little pricey. They've been working in Buck Allen again and a couple other guys, which is interesting. So I don't know if I feel super comfortable as I would have like a couple weeks ago with Alex Collins. But I think he's still a really good option. Jamal Williams for Green Bay, I think he's going to slowly lose his role there.
Aaron Jones.
Yeah, Aaron Jones. It all started a couple weeks ago. Jamal Williams had all the carries. And then he got tired and gave Aaron Jones one carry, and Aaron Jones took it 30 yards for a touchdown. And then after that, Jones has just been working his way back into the rotation, and I would not pay 7.2K for Jamal Williams against the Vikings. So I would say your best shot is Collins, and then I like Latavius Murray too. I like him every week just for the touchdown goal line potential. But yeah, whatever one works.
Yeah, let's just go with Collins since we have the money, and I think it's just to differentiate. I'm not one to go with two backs in a game.
Yeah.
Plus, I feel like for receivers we can get our exposure to Keenum if we go with Thielen and Diggs if we wanted to. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think it would be a good idea if we can fit it.
See, I think we should go Thielen, Thielen, Diggs, and Mike Wallace.
Wallace. Do you have any interest in Cobb now with Adams?
I do, but I just with Brett Hundley, I'm thinking, what his numbers with Hundley was not very good.
Yeah,
but he went away a lot, and I could see it being good, but I also see like Mike Wallace has come on a lot of late. He's getting 10, 5, 8, 11 targets. So
yeah, I like Wallace too.
8 targets. So, and like if he can catch that big bomb, I just think that he's the type of tournament win that you can have. For
me, it would be my top 3 would be Thielen, Wallace, and Cobb, and just leave out Diggs at Green Bay in the cold weather. But that's just me.
Well, Demarius Randall is going to be covering Cobb, you think, or is it going to be Thielen?
Oh, you think Randall's going to shadow Thielen around?
No, I think Randall's going to shadow Cobb. He did a pretty good job on Funches last week, so I can see fading Diggs for that. Putting Cobb in there.
Demarius Randall plays on the Packers, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You think he's going to shadow
Diggs?
Oh,
no, I think he's going to shadow Diggs.
You kept saying Cobb.
No. So I'm saying I'm okay with Cobb because he's going to shadow Diggs.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like Thielen, Cobb, and Wallace. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
And then tight end, that gives you 6,000 a piece to go. You go any tight end you want with any kicker you want. So to me, I would probably just go Jack Doyle for safe, and then whatever kicker. You cool with Doyle or Watson?
Yeah, I think I would go Doyle or Watson too. I don't have a preference. I think Rudolph's always interesting as well, but he's pretty expensive. I don't think we'd be able to fit him in. Maybe we could, but actually we could.
We could.
Yeah.
He's pretty just like, I just don't see like more than a 2x game though. That's the thing. Like he's not. Yeah. He's got 20 points once, and that was against Detroit.
Yeah, that was insane.
So there we go. That's the FanDuel building blocks. We're gonna move on to DraftKings now. It's a little bit different, but pretty much the same. I mean, in this one, I feel like, Flacco's even better on DraftKings than he is on FanDuel because there's a $900 difference.
Yeah.
So let's just keep Flacco and just move on to running back.
Wow.
Yeah.
These are cheap running backs.
Yeah. No, you can get in anything you want. I mean.
Yeah.
Personally, I think at this point, if we want to do a somewhat of a cheat, go the opposite way, what if we went with somebody like Danny Woodhead or Aaron Jones, somebody off the board a little bit different?
I was going to say, I think Aaron Jones makes a good GPP play, just to get a little different, because looking at these running backs, everyone's going to be able to pay up for like the top 2 guys that they want. And I don't think anyone's going to really think like, oh, I'll go down to these guys when they don't have to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll just put in McKinnon and Aaron Jones and leave off Collins. And then, or we could add him later as a flex. So moving on to receiver, you got Thielen up at top, which everybody's going to pay for. Because everybody can. What about Geronimo?
Oh, God. First of all, if you guys haven't, check out that guy's Twitter. It's really interesting. But yeah, I don't know. He'll definitely have some opportunity in this game. 3.1K, like he's a salary saver now with Adams out. Like they're only gonna have 3 options. He should play almost all the downs. So he's an interesting option here at 3.1. If we want to plug him in, I don't have a problem with that. Like it's just as good a shot right now as the other one.
Let's go a little bit off the grid. Do we want to just take the free square with Thielen and just kind of keep him in there, and then we have?
I think so.
Okay, and then we'll go defense. We'll go with the Ravens again. So that leaves us, let's see, we'll pick a tight end and then everybody else can figure out the rest. But we basically have 19.6 to spend on 3 players. Tight end, do we want to maybe just, we'll pair Watson with Flacco this team?
Yeah.
And then, so then that leaves you with 8,000 for a receiver and flex spot. So anybody you want, don't be afraid to leave money on the table. Any other comments before we leave you on this one?
No, not really. I mean, this is a funky slate. Like, there's gonna be money on the table for the most part. Like, everyone's relatively cheap besides like Thielen, so you can pretty much get whoever you want. So just pick your guys and don't be afraid to get different.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do us for another edition of Father and Son Building Blocks with Patio Joe and Cam. Be sure to join us for the Monday edition of Father and Son Building Blocks, featuring the Monday games of the Houston Texans versus the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Oakland Raiders versus the Philadelphia Eagles. So, for Cam, I am Patio Joe, and we are out.
Yeah.